Hey, so do you stand like this or like this? Well, if you do, this video is gonna help you because I'm gonna reveal to you 3 ways you can help fix anterior or posterior pelvic tilt. Hi, I'm Coach Brian. Hey, what's going on? Hey, this is Amanda. Thanks for watching from Criticalbench. And anterior pelvic tilt, there's 3 things you have to be doing if you suffer from anterior pelvic tilt. Yeah, that's this thing. When your hips are tilted forward into an anterior position. We all know somebody who stands like this. That hurts. Yeah, and that's not a good way to stand. Yeah, you want a little bit of an anterior pelvic tilt, but really you want to force those hips posterior to save your hips, to save your health. Amanda, let's get after it. First one is a quad stretch. Usually what happens is you have tight and excessively tight and immobile quads. So what you need to do is watch her hip. She's actually tucking her hips, her tailbone back into a posterior pelvic tilt, and then she's stretching the quad. Because her quads, if your quads are tight, it's gonna pull your hips forward. So do this one each side, obviously. You wanna make sure you're doing both sides properly. 15 to 30 seconds is all you need. So the second exercise is a half kneel hip flexor stretch. Now before we get into just going right into it, you have to pay attention to what she does with the hips. So look at her hips. She just tucked them. You see that? Go back to neutral. So there's neutral. Tuck the hips back. Posterior pelvic tilt right there. You have to tuck your hips back in order to properly stretch out the muscles in order to get a good hip tilt position. That was a mouthful. All right, so now she's in posterior pelvic tilt position. She can lean forward. And if you want to intensify the stretch, reach up overhead. There we go. You have to maintain a posterior pelvic tilt position. We're not going to the point of like total discomfort. We just want to go to the point where we're going away from anterior pelvic tilt. Awesome. Same thing, both sides, 15, 30 seconds each side. So now let's go to the floor for a prone glute squeeze. So why we're working on the glutes is because if you have weak glutes, your hips are going to be all jacked up. So you have to strengthen your glutes. A lot of people just say, oh, to stretch out the hip flexors, to fix your pelvic tilt position. That's one way, but the best way is to squeeze those glutes. All right, so let's get a prone glute squeeze here, Amanda. Squeeze the cheeks. That's it. That's all you got to do. Squeeze 5 seconds, max contraction. I would say at least 5 repetitions. 10 is preferable. Squeezing, but you're also, as you squeeze, you're in a position to be able to tuck the tailbone back. All right, so keep doing a couple more. I'm going to just explain real quick why you should be doing these and why you don't want anterior pelvic tilt. So you want to be able to maintain a neutral spine, and the most efficient way to maintain a neutral spine from head down on your toe is to have a slight posterior pelvic tilt position. I'm not talking exaggerated, but I'm also not talking to have your hips tilted forward. All right, you're good, Amanda. So that's it. 3 exercises that you must be doing if you think you have anterior pelvic tilt, which most of us do because we sit all day. So in other words, use these exercises, use them daily, use them before you exercise, use them after you sit after a long day of work. That's it. Hey, speaking of stretching, we want you to stretch out properly. So there we have a report called Why Stretching Won't Make You Flexible. See that thing right there? Click that box, give us your email, and we're gonna send you the free report right now. Check out this other video right there. That's gonna help you stretch out your hips. And yeah, that's it. Coach Brian here with Criticalbench.com. This is Amanda. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.